Ladies and gentlemen, I am Smooch Panda, and this is my first YouTube video. What you just witnessed was greatness put together by @SliderBlaze2 on Twitter. Thank you for that. The MAGA Coalition appreciates it, I'm sure. I am not the MAGA Coalition, but I support them every day. If you've been following along at all, the QAnon Qlarp is being exposed from a lot of different angles. It's well known that Vandersteel and Bill Mitchell and the entire group over at Your Voice America is working hand in hand with Praying Medic, they are also working hand in hand with Brendan Dilley and the fake anons at Patriot Soapbox. Hashtag glazed anon, hashtag man bun anon, and my favorite, hashtag chiclet anon. But I digress. Going through footage of the beginning stages of the Qlarp and going through numerous articles, it's come to my attention that right around August 1st is when people attribute the rise of Q at the Trump rallies, therefore catching the media's attention, specifically the mainstream media's attention. As you can see, through a simple DuckDuckGo search, or Google, whatever you prefer, Trump rallies QAnon, we see a plethora of articles right around the 1st of August where the narrative is starting to be spun. QAnon, the craziest theory of the Trump era. QAnon at Trump Florida rally. What the Q sign means. As the bizarre QAnon group emerges, Trump rallies go from... Well, let's see what they go from. From nasty to dangerous. Well, see, that's explaining the conspiracy theory. What's that about? You can see right here in USA Today, QAnon, the conspiracy theory explained after Q posters spotted at Trump's Florida rally. QAnon and Donald Trump rallies, what's that about? August 3rd. Ooh, but the 10th, the narrative starts to take form. QAnon referenced by man arrested for threatening to kill Trump. The narrative that they're planting the seed of right here is violence within the QAnon movement, which is manifested with all the recent events that's happened. A man kills his brother because he thinks he's a reptilian and he's a fan of QAnon and Praying Medic. 13 arrests. A Gambino crime boss murdered in front of his house. The first slaughter of a crime boss in 30 years. The perpetrator sits in court with QAnon written on his hand. Where we go one, we go all. The narrative is no longer a narrative. The narrative has become reality. There is violence in the QAnon movement. This violence makes our president's re-election chances diminish. It hurts him. He gets lumped in with a violent conspiracy theory group that all they care about is taking boomers' money. Lining their pockets is more important than the re-election of our president. Think about that when they tell you to trust the plan. I say trust Trump. QAnon is dangerous. But was the start of QAnon at the rallies, was that just happenstance? Was that just a grassroots effort that appeared out of nowhere? Or were the forces at work in order to try and grab onto a certain portion of a certain audience to suck them into Q? Suck them into the LARP known as Q. We found out last night on JB's Scope That's Catcher JB at Catcher JB's Scope with Doug Stewart, that they have a business model for QAnon. If you missed that, I suggest you go over there and check that out. I'm not going to replay that video. What I'm going to do is look a little bit deeper. July 5th, 2018, I went to my first Trump rally in Great Falls, Montana. July 5th, almost a full month before mainstream media picked up on the QAnon phenomena. I did a scope live. I was first in line. And look at the name of the scope. Trump rally, Great Falls, Montana. How did Q get here? I'll play you this quick clip, and then we'll dive a little bit deeper. What is going on, everybody? Try and get the screen out. We are live from Great Falls, Montana, lined up at the Trump rally. Look at this awesome scarf. Look at these awesome people. Oh my God, there's been a Q sighting. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. That sign, who is, or hashtag QAnon, was given to her. She was not a QAnon fan. She'd never heard of QAnon. But they came to me and everyone else in the line and worked their way back. July 5th. I'm going to fast forward this slightly, because I found the interesting part of it all was the guy with the shirts. That was, there he is, right there. See this, folks? I don't know if my cursor is being picked up. I think it is. That guy right there. Now, he was wearing a shirt underneath it that said Ron Paul Revolution. But if you look from the top of his shoulder down to here, that's how many shirts he had. I would estimate that he had between 30 and 50 shirts that were homemade, that were promoting Q. Now, I don't know where you're from, but t-shirts cost money, and people don't give them away. People don't walk up to every single person in the line and promote this QAnon, and if they'll take a shirt and take a printed off sign, they don't give that stuff away. There was plenty of entrepreneurs there, plenty of people selling buttons, that scarf that I paid a pretty penny for, but was well worth it, homemade. That's capitalism. This was an agenda being pushed on July 5th, 2018. Who is that guy? Does anybody recognize him? I need 10,000 anons to start researching. I had to zoom in on the guy because he was talking to everyone. And all right, now that girl that was carrying a sign earlier is now wearing the homemade Q shirt that guy I showed you just a minute ago. Oh, folks might recognize him, but sorry, I went a little too far. She is wearing the Q shirt. Who is Q? Yeah. Another gal straight from Montana. She was pretty much third in line. Third in line this morning at 5 a.m. Fantastic. Anything to say to my MAGA fam, which is pretty much all over the United States? No pressure.
Hey, Trump's the best. I'm here to support him.
I like it. I like it. And get out and vote in November, right?
Vote in November. Go MAGA fam.
That's right. That's right. Right? What do we got here? What's your name, sir?
My name is, well, it depends on whether you see me on 24/7 or you see me right here.
24/7.
24/7 Patriot, I'm good at that. and we do a live stream every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube called Patriot Soapbox, and we study Q, we study breaking news, we study President Trump's tweets, and we make proof of Q.
Are you guys responsible for QProof.com?
That's one of the sites that we work with, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
So, yeah.
I've heard of that one.
Specific site.
Okay, no worries, no worries.
So, yeah.
Excited about seeing our president today?
Hell yes.
Oh, if you don't mind me asking, where you from?
I came from almost the Cascades in Oregon.
Oh, okay, okay. I come from Boise.
About 650 miles.
Yeah, I'm from Boise, so my brother lives in Vail. Awesome, excellent. You're gonna vote in November, right?
Yes.
We're gonna get our president the backup he needs in November, right?
Yes.
Get this freaking wall built.
Trust the plan.
Yeah, I trust Trump, and I know that if we vote and we keep the House, we're awesome. And hopefully Sessions will wake up and take care of the traitors in our country. But
Follow Q.
yeah, I follow Trump. But hey, you know what? I appreciate you. I appreciate being here today.
Find out that Trump works with Q.
Well, I've heard that. But the A1 Brothers thing is really devastating me, I gotta tell you. They got off scot-free.
Well, no, they didn't.
Okay, we'll debate in a minute. No, we'll talk in a minute. Cool. All right, young lady, let me see that flag.
That was a nice flag, but I do digress. There it is, guys. I let it play out all the way through and didn't interrupt it, so you heard it from the beginning, right there. Dead cat of Patriot Soapbox shows up in full-on boomer Q gear, July 5th, mind you, and starts pimping his 24/7 channel, or the channel. Grabbing boomers, talking to them in the lines, came in after they'd already got their t-shirts. Now that someone has introduced them to Q, well, hey, why don't you check out the 24/7 Soapbox? I don't believe in coincidences. And the fact that Ann Vandersteel and the Patriot Soapbox have worked hand in hand, I think we found some more of the business plan, folks. I think we have found some more of the business plan. I want to thank you very much for stopping in. I will be doing more videos here. But in the meantime, I suggest these channels. Defango TV, the original Q, the guy who came up with the idea. If you don't believe it, go check out the channel. The proof is all there. Roosevelt Media has been hounding the QAnon LARP for a year and doing hell of work. And I want to give props to the introduction that you saw to this video. Slider Blaze 2, at Slider Blaze 2 on Twitter. To the Republic app on all your devices is Slider Blaze's app. To the Republic, check it out. Not getting paid for any of this, but when there's patriots out there doing good work for our president, I'm going to give them the props they deserve. Isaac Green, you have to go to that channel. Anti-School, the guy is doing phenomenal work. Catcher JB, that's a must-watch channel. Doug Stewart usually comes on all those shows, but if you can catch him on anything he's doing by himself, you're going to want to do that. These are patriots. They're exposing the LARP. The Glow 2 channel on YouTube is putting out video after video after video showing these LARPs being exposed, showing the work of other people who aren't even on the YouTube platform, namely 0 Hour 1. 0 Hour 1, you can find a lot of his work at Glow 2. He's exposing a different side of this whole QAnon LARP. And of course, the MAGA Coalition. MAGA Coalition YouTube channel, MAGAcoalition.com. And ladies and gentlemen, on the MAGA Coalition YouTube channel tonight, 10 Eastern, Adam Gingrich, New York City Guns, are responding to the vicious attacks last night by Bill Mitchell and YVA and two of the biggest QAnon grifters in the Matrix and Shady, whatever the hell his name is. You don't want to miss this tonight, guys. That's right, 10 p.m. MAGA Coalition YouTube channel. Don't miss it. I will be doing as much content as I can possibly get away with without getting killed by my lady. I appreciate everybody stopping in for Smooch Panda's first YouTube video. Later, fam. Hey, if you guys like this video and like the content on the channel, I'd appreciate it if you go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also, the graphics and everything are not all mine. 90% of them isn't. Follow MAGA Coalition YouTube channel, New York City Guns, OB Time. That's a can't miss channel. And on Twitter, the meme goddess herself, TJ MAGA 1. Most of the content you see on this channel has had a lot of help from the folks I just mentioned. So if I forgot anybody, I'm sure they'll kick my ass later.